This is session 6 of your traffic generation and SEO training. In this session, I'm going to talk about online video marketing strategies for more traffic with video marketing.
So we're going to go ahead and jump right in here. So video marketing, it's a powerful strategy for driving a lot of targeted visitors to your website. Not only can video marketing help increase your traffic by showing up in the search engines, but also it can easily be a fabulous viral marketing tool. And so basically a lot of times, I'm sure you guys are familiar with this, where you'll do a search for different subject matters, whether it's a how-to subject or just really about any niche market that you might be promoting, or any market that even your business is in, whatever it is. You do a search and sometimes you'll see a video come up in the actual search results. Or you'll see like a YouTube page or a site from maybe Rever.com or another video hosting site come up higher in the search engines. And basically those video sites have done a great job, just like article directories and press release sites, of utilizing their title tags correctly. So they're using the titles of the video correctly. So they're using the titles in such a way that the search engines pick them up, so those pages are done search engine friendly. So whatever title you use for your video automatically becomes the title tag. And if you've gone through, session number 2 where we talked about search engine optimization and talked about how important the title tag is to your on-page SEO, then you'll understand why these sites are ranking at the top. And so basically, since these sites do a great job of it, we're going to talk about how to leverage those sites. So not only will you come up high in the search engines, but also video marketing can be a great tool to virally. It's just a great viral marketing tool because it's something that can be easily passed around by links. People can send a link, hey, check out this video, and it can just kind of grow from there. Your video gets seen in the search engine results, in searches within the video sites themselves, and they can get syndicated and embedded on other websites. And so that's why you really want to be focusing on it, because like I talked about, they will show up in the search engine results for various keyword phrases, and they will also show up inside the video sites themselves, because almost every single high traffic, high authority video hosting site, in fact I've yet to really see one that does not have an internal search engine. And even especially like YouTube, their search engine themselves, like their little video search engine stats, have shown that they actually are getting more searches than actually a few major search engines like Yahoo and MSN. That internal little video search engine, so they are getting so much traffic to YouTube that it's absolutely insane. YouTube gets more traffic than actually Yahoo does. So YouTube is a really major player. So YouTube is getting a lot more searches than even just the Yahoo search engine. And so that kind of shows you right there how powerful video marketing is and how people are turning to videos to really view content online. And so it's just another platform that you need to be there. You need to be doing video marketing if you are not already. And this might be a subject that maybe scares you a little bit, and that's why I'm glad you guys are here, because it's not a scary subject. You're going to see here how I create some very basic, simple videos that work and are effective in less than 5 minutes. And I'll show you an example of a really easy video that I made that has over 60,000 views. And it's just a very basic video, very basic video. And it has probably overall about 100,000 views, about 60,000 on YouTube, and it's been just a fabulous traffic generator, and it took less than 5 minutes to create. And I'm going to show you guys how to do some of these techniques here, and they're very basic. If you can point and click your mouse and follow some basic instructions, then you too can create these online videos. And so the other thing I talked about, your video gets syndicated and embedded on other websites, and that's because video hosting sites, most of them that I've seen, like YouTube especially, have an embed option. And so that means that if you wanted to embed that video on your blog, so let's say somebody finds your video and it's about golf, for example, and somebody else has a golf blog and they say, hey, I like that video, I think I'm going to just embed that video on my site. So they take the little embed code that you'll see on the right hand side of YouTube videos, and they'll take that code and they'll just embed it on your site. It's just like when you submit your article to ezinearticles.com, how somebody could actually take the actual article and post it on their website with a link back to your site, because you're the author of that. So it's the same concept, but that really can happen with video sites, and that's really where you can get some more massive traffic through these video search engines. And so there's 3 different ways that you can really leverage them to get a lot of traffic. And as I said, YouTube alone gets more searches than Yahoo and MSN. So that should really tell you right there that this is going to be a huge lesson for you, and it's going to give you a big edge because if your competition's not doing it, and if you're not doing it, it can really be holding you back from really seeing a full potential in your marketing efforts. And everything else we talked about is tremendous and great. Everything here works together. These are all strategies that work, and so I want you guys to also have this strategy in your arsenal so you can really start getting the traffic that you want. So the stats show that more people spend time online watching video than they do actually watching regular TV. That's starting to change to where more people are going on the internet than they are actually going to TV. And more people, people will spend a lot more time there than they will watching TV, which is just amazing because there's video or companies that are paying multi-million dollars a month, it seems, just to run advertisements on TV, Well, you have an opportunity to tap into some of these high traffic, high authority sites, and this strategy does not cost you anything at all. If you can do all these methods for free. And even from creating the video for free. Like, we're not talking about any major out-of-pocket expense. In fact, everything I teach you, if it has any out-of-pocket expense, it is absolutely minimal, and if not, it's absolutely free. And that's because I love to leverage the internet to get free targeted traffic to your business. And so that's where that's why video sites are going to be so powerful, and they are already powerful, and they're just continuing to grow because more and more people are being entertained by going online and watching different videos. They're learning things from these videos and different things like that. Sometimes people are so busy they don't have time to watch a full show, so they might go on YouTube and watch a few little short clips and things like that. So that's where you can really get noticed out there. Some of the most visited websites online are video hosting websites. Like YouTube is number 3 out of all sites on the internet, like behind Google and stuff. But it's the number one in the top 5 of searched for websites that have traffic online. Video gives you a new way to build credibility and generate massive exposure for your business online. So it's another way to really get your name out there, build your credibility as to what kind of knowledge you can bring to the table and what you know. And so that's another reason to use videos, because it really helps people kind of put a face to you. If you do want to use your face, you don't have to use your face on the videos. You really don't. And I'm going to show you how you can do that without using your face. You could just use your voice. It kind of gives you a voice to your articles in a way, and I'm going to share that with you as well. In most cases, it is free to promote your video online, as the video hosting sites like YouTube, they want your content because it helps them make more money. Because the more videos they have on their sites, the more traffic they're going to get through the search engines, the more traffic they're going to get from people on their sites staying longer and viewing things, and that means the more advertisements that they can sell on their website. That means the more AdSense revenue some of these video sites can make, the more banner advertisements these video sites can make. So you're helping these video sites by adding content. Just like when you add content to eZine articles, they monetize their website with actual advertisements. And so that's why video is so great, because they want you to promote for it. Most of them are free. There's a few video sites that charge a very minimal fee, but I'm not going to share any of those with you. There's the main ones that I've used that get the best results are actually the free ones. So videos can be really simple to create. One of the biggest reasons people do not start using online video in their marketing is because they feel videos are difficult to make. I know I felt that way at first. I thought, man, this video creation stuff it's difficult. I can't do that. It's just going to be too much for me to do. And it was something that I just put off because I thought it was going to be too difficult. And then I finally started dabbling in it, and I realized, hey, this isn't that bad. You can really do some good things with video that takes very minimal time, and it gets you fabulous results. And it doesn't even cost you anything. It takes minimal effort. And one of the things I'm going to show you is how in under 5 minutes you can have your very own online video created. So I like to show you simple methods for doing tasks that may seem difficult, and kind of give you a new perspective on how to do these tasks. And so I'm going to show you live, after I'm done doing a little bit of this teaching, actually how to do this right in front of you on my screen. So you can literally make a good online video in under 5 minutes, and it won't even take special software. The software I'm going to be using comes free on your computer if it's a Windows computer, and they have a similar software for Apple for the Apple computers that is very simple. So like the Apple iMac and stuff, they come pre-installed I believe it's pre-installed, or at least you can download it for free from their website, but it's a software that I'll share with you. But both these softwares are free, so you can do all this stuff without having to buy any software. I'm also going to share with you a couple of softwares that you can use. They have 30 to 60 day free trials. They're really inexpensive software that kind of help you add a little more to your video marketing, but you can try them out for 30 to 60 days. You could, create a lot of videos to pay for the software or something, during that time, or whatever the case is. But I'm going to share with you just some free methods, so don't feel like, oh man, I'm going to have to spend $1,000 on a video software, because you don't need to do that. So don't worry about that. It's going to be simple, it's going to be basic, so don't be scared. So here's some examples of some basic videos you can make. You could make a video, could be as simple as a picture. So a picture of something in your niche. So maybe you are in the relationship building niche. Maybe you have a picture of a man and a woman holding hands on a beach or something. And then all you do is you record an audio, and I'll share with you the tool to use for that. And you just simply record an audio, and basically it could be you reading an article about relationships. And then at the end of that article, you just happen to have a link to your website, or maybe embedded on that picture you have your URL to your website on there. And then also in the description you'll have a link to your website. So that can be a very basic video. That's just a still picture with audio. Anybody can make that. That takes very little time to create. You could also have a slideshow of pictures with the music background loop or audio. So you could have a slideshow of pictures related to your niche that's playing, and then while that slideshow is actually playing, you could have music playing in the background, and you probably have all seen these different slideshow type things. And I'm going to show you how to do these free and simple. So you can have pictures with music background loop, and then you could have text playing on the slides, so it talks about maybe your niche market. So maybe you're talking about articles or something, or maybe you do something one step further where you have a slideshow of pictures, and then you're actually reading an article about your niche. So instead of just one picture of a man and a woman holding hands, maybe you have several pictures depicting a relationship, or maybe you have several pictures of a golf course if your niche is golf, or several pictures of birds if it's bird watching, or several pictures of happy people because you're a chiropractor and you fix their back. Whatever it is, you get the idea. But you could have a slideshow of pictures playing, and then you talking about your business, you talking, reading an article about your business. Whatever the case is, you can do that. Another simple way to create a video, and I'm not really going to show you this because I really can't show you this live because I already have video software playing, but I'm going to show you how to use a webcam, or I'll share with you. You can use your webcam or digital camera. Basically, it's as simple as you pulling out a digital camera. Most digital cameras have a video option. In fact, anything that you've probably bought in the last 2 years has that option. Almost everybody has a digital camera now. You can pull that out, record a 30-second video, just have a friend hold it up there. I've even seen people hold it out in front of their face. You could set it up on a bookshelf and talk into it, hit record and just talk into it. But you just sit there and you just talk about your business. You talk about, this is who I am, and that's only if you want to get your face out there. And that's, and that's a good thing to do sometimes in your niche market. But if that scares you, don't do that then. Don't do that if you don't feel comfortable with it. Use some of these other methods for making a video. Most laptop computers come pre-installed with a webcam, or you can get an inexpensive webcam for $15 to $30. That's a USB webcam. You get it at Staples or something like that. And then you could actually, just sit in front of your computer and talk about your market. So I could sit there and talk about search engine optimization. I could talk about, whatever maybe niche market I'm promoting or that I'm in. You can also do screen capture videos. So basically I'm using a screen capture software to record all these presentations. I'm using Camtasia, but I'm going to share with you a free version that you can use that does a similar job that will enable you to export videos in a format that you can upload to video sites. So you have very basic screen capture videos where you demonstrate how to do something. Maybe you demonstrate how to do something. Maybe you have a PowerPoint or something. So that's another thing. So you use a PowerPoint that maybe has the article content. So let's say you have article content, and you take that article content and you put it into a PowerPoint presentation. And I'm just using a PowerPoint presentation, so you notice how I have bullet points in here. You could take your articles, the articles that you've written, or maybe articles that you have private label rights to, and I actually have a slide talking more in depth about this, but you could actually take those, create bullet points out of main topics or main points from the articles, create bullet points from those, and then sit there with this screen capture software and you could sit there with the screen capture software, with your microphone, which your computer usually has a pre-installed microphone, but if you want a little better quality, you can get a USB microphone from, again, Walmart, Staples, Office Max, anything like that, Office Depot, your average office supply store, eBay, wherever you want to get it. But it's a USB headset, so USB headset. They are relatively inexpensive. You want to get a noise canceling USB headset, so a noise canceling USB headset. I use a Logitech USB headset, but actually, believe it or not, when I record these presentations, I am just using the built-in microphone on my computer, and the audio comes out pretty clear, on these presentations. So that also works as well if you have a laptop. But basically, you just sit back and you just go through your PowerPoint where you're just reading the bullet points, or you're just reading your article and cycling through the points. And that right there is creating a video. And these videos don't need to be long. In fact, you want them to be shorter because people have a short attention span. So you want them to be, 2 to 3 minutes max. I mean, you can make them longer, especially if it's like a how-to video, like how to install WordPress. That's going to be more than like 2 minutes probably. But if it's something as simple as you reading an article, you can go through an article in about 2 minutes or so, 2 minutes or less, 2 to 3 minutes, for a basic short article. You could do as simple as talking about your business for 30 seconds. It's like your elevator pitch for your business. What's your unique selling, proposition? What sets your business apart? That could be a quick 30-minute deal where you're talking into your webcam, or it could be a quick deal where you have a picture of yourself and you're talking about it, or you have a picture of your business logo, or even a screen capture picture of your website, and you're talking about what your website has to offer. But keep in mind, videos can be simple, and they are a simple thing, so don't be scared away. So don't end this call because you're afraid videos are going to be tough. You're going to see how simple it really is. Software and accessories needed for video. Windows Movie Maker, that's the free software that comes on your computer. So the free video software, it comes pre-installed on Windows computers, and you can access it in your start menu. You'll see it in your start menu. If you're using XP, I believe they had it under the accessories folder. If you're in Vista, it seems to be hanging out just in the, if you do the start menu, you'll see it on the left-hand side. But that is Windows Movie Maker. If for whatever reason your computer does not have it installed, you can actually go to Google and type in Windows Movie Maker download, and it should take you over to Microsoft where you can download the software. But you should have it on your computer already. The other one is iMovie. That's for Apple. It has actually a lot better features, I will say, than Movie Maker. It can do a little cooler things with text and things like that. Windows Movie Maker does a great job, but Apple's always does a lot of cool little features. I use a PC personally, but yeah, iMovie, it only works on a Mac, on an Apple computer, so keep that in mind. But if your computer does not have that and you have an Apple computer, just go to type in download iMovie, and you will find the download on apple.com for that to download. So there's no excuse because these softwares are absolutely free. So you have the tools at your disposal to create these videos. Another one is Sony Vegas. That's a great software. It gives you a lot of good editing capabilities. There's some really expensive ones. I'm not even going to say the name so it doesn't confuse you. But there's some really expensive video software that does a great job. If you really want to get into it, I personally don't have those. I don't really have the time to learn those softwares, but we're talking $1,000 applications, and you don't need something that big. So you just need something basic, like Windows Movie Maker and stuff to create your basic videos. If you want to do some cool little animation features and different things like that, you might consider a tool like Sony Vegas. It costs less than $100. It's like 89 bucks, relatively inexpensive. So that's just Sony Vegas. One little hint that you can do, you could find people selling, you don't want to buy a bootleg copy, I'm not promoting that, you do not want to do that because that's not a good thing, but you can go to eBay and actually buy just like older versions of it, which like that people have, because like Sony Vegas now has version 9 that came out, but you could buy version 8 on eBay for 20 or 30 bucks less than version 9, and it does everything you need. I personally have version 8. It does everything I would need it to do. So so I'm not saying to go download it or buy a bootleg copy. Absolutely, I'm not saying that. So I want to make sure I'm clear on that, but I'm saying you might look at eBay and see if somebody is offering a legitimate real copy that would be yours outright, but it might be version 7 or version 8, of Sony Vegas, because that you could get it for quite a bit less, you know. So same software, just got, you know, maybe a few less features, but version 8 does everything you would need. But they do have a 30-day trial. It might be actually 60 days. I'd have to check their site again. But last I checked, it was 30 days. And so you can use the software for 30 days. They don't even ask for your credit card when you download it. You basically just download the software, and then every single time you open it up, it'll tell you have 28 days left, you have 15 days left, etc. So you can get you a chance to use that software for 30 days and decide, okay, is this something I want to invest in? So, you know, so again, you're not out piles of money up front. So you could do, you know, try Sony Vegas out if you want to for 30 days. But at least try Windows, you know, use Windows Movie Maker, and that will be enough to get you by for a long time. Cam Studio, it's camstudio.org. They are a free screen capture software. Now, I will say you want to record shorter videos with Cam Studio. So you would not want to do what I'm doing here, record an hour-long presentation. And you really don't want to do long presentations anyways for videos, because online videos need to be less than 10 minutes, because YouTube, especially, and some of the other ones, crack down if a video is more than 10 minutes or if it's over a certain size limit. So it actually doesn't do you any good to do these long, drawn-out videos. So try to do, not that this is long and drawn out because I have a lot of content, but try to do a lot of, you know, short videos, you know, 2, 3, 4 minute videos that are short and to the point. So if you're going to use screen capture software to show things, you can use Cam Studio. It works well with your headset. I have had some luck with it working, but it works best with shorter videos. Now there's another free one called Jing, J-I-N-G, but there's actually a reason I'm not recommending it for this particular method, and that's because you know, I've ran into some issues with them where they export everything into SWF files, and for $15 you can get an upgrade where they'll export it to an MP4 file, which would work. I obviously can't really tell you what all these mean, but SWF is just an extension for a video file. But it exports it in a format that's not compatible with all video hosting sites, so it doesn't do you much good to create this, you know, great video and then in turn not be able to upload it to the sites. And so you know, so Jing is great for creating good little tutorials and things like that. It's a great little tool for that. But the exporting function, you know, as far as being able to upload it to some video sites, has a little bit to be desired at times. So that's why that one's not on this list right now. You could go to Jing, J-I-N-G. It's put out by the makers of Camtasia. They do have an upgrade option. I think the price last I checked was only 15 bucks, but they will export it to MP4 format for you. You know, Camtasia 6 is the next version, and that's actually about $300. That's a pretty expensive piece of software, but it does a fabulous job. It does long videos. It does really whatever you would need. So Camtasia is great for that. But you can just go to Camtasia.com, and they have a 30-day trial as well, so at least you can see if you want to use it. You can test it out. But at least you have free options. I like to give you free options if you're going to, you know, before you buy a software, because I think it's best that you be able to make money with the free option before you go out and invest in the paid options, you know. So and also the Cam Studio free, if you're doing these basic videos, that's going to be all you really need. But just go to camstudio.org and follow the instructions to download. You also want to have PowerPoint, especially if you want to create some of these basic video articles. And if you don't have PowerPoint, don't worry, just go to OpenOffice. There's a version, it's called, I believe, OpenOffice Presenter, if I recall. But it is a free version of PowerPoint. It's like PowerPoint, but it's free. It has, you know, similar functions. It even saves to PowerPoint format. It does, I mean, just a lot of features. OpenOffice has everything you need: Word, Excel, all that stuff. So if you have not heard of them, just type in OpenOffice. It's openoffice.org, and you can download it absolutely free. So again, there's a free option if you do not have PowerPoint. Don't worry. You also need a USB microphone headset. Unfortunately, there's not really a free option for a USB headset, but you can get them relatively inexpensive by shopping around on eBay, on Amazon.com, on even just some different sites, eBay, Amazon.com. You could try Staples, Office Depot, Office Max, Circuit City, Best Buy. All those stores right there that I just named carry USB headsets. A name brand that you would want to write down is Logitech. It's Logitech, Logitech USB headset. That's the headset that I use. I love it. It's a noise canceling headset. It cost me, I think it was $30, but it's relatively inexpensive. It pays for itself over and over and over. But if your computer comes pre-installed with a microphone, you can get around without having to use it. Without having to purchase a USB headset right away. It's just, you just want to talk a little closer to your screen sometimes, because if you sit back, and talk while you're doing your video, it may, the audio may not come in very clear. But that's something you would need. You also need a basic webcam. If you have a laptop, most new laptops automatically come pre-installed with a webcam. But if yours does not, you can get webcams for $15 to $30 on the high end. I've seen them around $15 for a basic one that you would need. Or you just have your average digital camera, the family camera that you use, whatever it is. That's really all you would need, just a basic webcam or digital camera. Most people already have those things anyways. Another thing you need is Audacity audio software. It's absolutely a free software program that works with Windows. There's also a Mac version of it. Mac also has a program that's called GarageBand, if I recall, from some of my Apple, friends. There's a program called GarageBand on your Apple, if you do have an Apple computer, that has some great functions for you being able to record your voice. So Audacity is a great free software, and I'm going to actually be using it as we move on here. So some of the next things here is pictures, audios, and background loops, because those are some things that you are going to need when you're doing it. So basically, there are royalty-free pictures are things that you will need when creating your video, because you want to have pictures related to your niche market, and you want to make sure they're royalty-free, because basically all that means is that you aren't having to pay a royalty every time someone watches the video. You're not having to pay a few cents or something, because if a picture is copyrighted and you end up using it, they could technically make you pay for that. They could force you to take it down. They could sue you. It could become a nightmare. So you want to make sure you're using royalty-free pictures, and you want to make sure you read the terms, because even though they're royalty-free pictures, it doesn't always mean that they are absolutely completely okay for you to use for these videos. And the reason is because you're using them for commercial purposes. A lot of these sites, they have no problem with you using them for, I guess, just family or leisure purposes, just for having fun or whatever. But as far as using videos for as far as using them for commercial purposes, they sometimes frown on that, and some of them have just different terms against doing that. And so you want to make sure you read the terms, and I'll show you where to find that on the different videos. So here's 4 websites. The first 3 here are free websites. The first one is sxc.hu. I found a great variety of royalty-free music that allows for commercial use. They have thousands upon thousands of pictures. You'll see as you're doing your searches, they have some searches that are called like premium pictures, and they'll try to get you to pay for those. So keep that in mind. I mean, it's not a bad deal. It's only $1 an image, so it's not that bad of a deal. So if you see an image there that you really like and it's worth $1 to you, then go ahead and spend it. But they do have a pile of free pictures that usually will show up below the paid pictures. But that's sxc.hu. The site is in English, but it's an interesting domain they have. But it's sxc.hu, royalty-free pictures that you can have access to. The next one is freedigitalphotos.net. freedigitalphotos.net. And that is another great source for finding royalty-free pictures. You do want to read the terms on that. So I'm actually going to take you over to that site right now. It's a great site that I found recently that just works wonders. And so I'm going to take you over to this site right now. So freedigitalphotos.net. And this is what I'm talking about. So this site right here has just really any picture that you could imagine. So let's see, here's a nice little picture of money. So pictures of everyday items, and it shows you a whole bunch, like here's a picture of a wad of cash. Here's a picture of credit cards, for example. So if you had like a financial website or a debt website or a credit card website, you could maybe use this picture. So you see here, they have a free download option, and it's web quality size, which is the only size you would really need, and that's why I recommend this size, 640 by 427. It's not huge, but if you want a larger version, it costs you $5. But here's the terms on their stuff. So the terms on their pictures is that you are free to use the photo, the free version of it, but if you're using it for like video productions, or if you're using it for content on your website, you need to actually give them credit for the picture. So at the end of the video, and I'll show you how to do that when I make the video, but at the end of the video, you just need to have a small little, text that comes up and says pictures provided by freedigitalphotos.net. If you use these images on your website, right below the image you need to say, provided by freedigitalphotos.net with a link to their site at the bottom of the picture. And you see that on a lot of websites. I'm sure you've noticed that. So you just need to give them credit. But they have a lot of great pictures, and that's why I recommended them. SXC.HU, this is what the site looks like, just so I know you guys can see it, so you know that you're on the right site. But SXC.HU right here, basically you just run your search, so if it's golf, let's just do a search there. And there's some different pictures of golf right there. Those are the premium results. But below here you've got your free results that you could just pull from. So here's a nice little picture of somebody hitting the golf ball. So if you wanted to use this picture, you could grab it and use it. And there's usage options right there. So there's the image license agreement. So you want to make sure you're reading those. Basically, you may not use the image if you are, it gives you all the terms, but they usually let you use them for commercial purposes. So, so that's sxc.hu right there. So that's the site that you'll want to utilize. So let me go back to the presentation here. So another one, pdphoto.org, those are public domain photos, and you could do a Google search for the term public domain photos. So public domain photos, you could do a search to find a whole variety of new picture options if you wanted to. But these will be available on the download page, these links, so you guys can access those from there. iStock Photo, it is a paid option. It's probably one of the more popular paid photo sites out there. I just had to put it in there because they do have some great quality images. You really can get by for video marketing with the $1 option. You don't need to upgrade to the big old videos, because what happens if you have too big of a video, it may get declined by the video hosting sites anyways. So you want to try to make your video with smaller files, anyhow. So iStockPhoto.com, they have like you can fund your account with $20 and be able to download like 20 or 15 images or something. So that's iStockPhoto.com. Some other ones, royalty-free audio. So these are like background music loops. I'm actually going to give you guys some downloads. That's kind of an extra bonus that you guys are getting as part of this. I try to keep adding as many things as I can for everybody there. But on the download page, like last week, I gave you guys some resources, the week before. This will be very similar, where you're going to have access to some royalty-free audio. So audios that I have the rights to sell that are royalty-free audios. But you can find, there's two other sites, partnersinrhyme.com. It's kind of a funny name. But partnersinrhyme.com, you can find on their site they have a free music loops option. And you could just go to Google and type in free royalty-free background loops, and you should find their website as well. But partnersinrhyme.com, they have a section of their site where you can actually just straight download royalty-free background loops that you have total rights to use. Another great site that's not well known is called opsound.org, opsound.org, and this site is made up of public domain audio files, and their license says that they can be used for commercial purposes. So you will want to verify their license under their terms, but they allow you to do that. There's some other sites that I've seen out there that do audios, royalty-free audios. But again, if you come across them, be very cautious. There's one that, and I'm not going to say the name because I don't want you to use it, but there's one that I thought was so great, and I was so excited about it, and such a great tool and resource. And then I hit the harsh reality that apparently in their terms, you cannot use the audios for commercial reasons. So I had to go back and quit using their site for commercial reasons, and basically it's inside their terms, and sometimes these sites will change from time to time, but I'll say right inside their terms, so so you guys want to be sure that you're checking the terms on all these sites that you come across. So if you type in royalty-free music, royalty-free pictures, royalty-free background loops, make sure you read the terms and make sure you understand the commercial use policy, because that can get you in trouble. But I'm not saying that to scare you. The resources I'm giving you tend to allow for commercial purposes. It's just if you decide to find some other ones, just make sure that you're looking at their terms and abiding by their rules, whether it's giving them credit or whatever they ask for. Sometimes it'll just be as simple as them asking you to give them credit for it. And that's great, because that's not a big deal. Royalty-free background loops, what those are things like sometimes you've probably seen videos where playing in the background there's like some motion or something, motion background, there's just movement going on, and that kind of just stimulates the eyes and it keeps people's attention on the video, it keeps the video moving, and you can get some free background loops. I have access to several of those that I'm going to give you guys. There's about 30 of them or so that you guys have the rights to, or you guys will have the rights to use personally for your own video. So I will give those to you as well and give you links to download those on the download page. So that's just another bonus. And then you can also go to a site called ignitemotion.com. They have free, royalty-free background loops on their site that you can pull from. And what these background loops do, and I'll show you how to use them, but basically pulls into your video, you have a background loop, so now you kind of have a base or background to move from, to go from with your video. So playing in the background would be this motion, which kind of automatically makes your video look high quality. And so using these loops, in under 5 minutes you can create these really high quality videos. So here's the video article slide that I told you about. You can take your articles, and this includes private label rights articles. So for those that aren't familiar with private label rights are articles that you have the rights to use. And you can go to Google and type in private label rights, fitness articles, private label rights, golf articles, whatever niche you're in, and you could find a whole slew, of private label rights articles. And then you could take these articles and turn them into bullet point PowerPoint presentations using PowerPoint or OpenOffice, just like I did with my presentation here. You can create your very own PowerPoint. It doesn't have to even have fancy color. So if you're worried about making PowerPoint slides that look great, don't let that worry you. Just do something. Just take action. And that's the thing that I love, and that the reason I'm so passionate about ensuring that you're taking action on this stuff is because that always held me up, is that I always wanted to be perfect at things, and that really slowed me down from success online. And so quit worrying about being perfect, quit worrying about having the perfect video, and just do it. Just go out there and take action, and that's really the key part right there. And so so basically you could have a blank background, a blank PowerPoint with black text. So that's how simple it can be with bullet points that you're just copying and pasting from these articles. And then you use Cam Studio, the free software, record your PowerPoint presentation, use your headset to talk into it where you're reading the article or you're reading the bullet points, and boom, you've created a short little video using video articles. That right there is something that you're not going to see taught anywhere else right now. So use that wisely, because that's a really great way that I found to create videos fast. You could also do as simple as one strategy I found is do something as basic as put up one slide using PowerPoint that has the URL of your website. So it might say, www.yourdomainname.com is the slide. And then you have a title for whatever article it is you're reading. So you might say, cure your golf slice. Cure your golf slice. You might say, improve your bird watching skills, improve your basket weaving skills. So you have like improve your basket weaving skills, and then right below that you have www.yourwebsite.com. And then you just sit there and you read your article. So you just sit there, you read your article, and then boom, you've created a video that quick. That's how fast it can be done. And it takes you 2 minutes to read the article, you export it, boom, you're done, you go on to the next one. And in a short amount of time, just doing that method, I was able to create about 10 videos just this last week in the golf niche. Just like in about 30 minutes time, just boom, 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 boom. You just change out the slide, change the title of it, put in the headset, and just go talk, reading the article, reading the private label rights article that you have the rights to. And so that's just a fast, efficient matter for creating video content. And no matter what niche you're in, whether you're a chiropractor that owns a small business, you can find articles that are called, you could type in private label rights chiropractor articles, private label rights pet articles if you're a veterinarian, private label rights music articles if you own a music store. So even if you're a small brick and mortar business, you can still find these private label rights articles that you can do this stuff with, or you could write articles yourself and do this stuff with them as well. So that's how you can create some simple video articles. So again, record the presentation that you've made using Cam Studio or Camtasia and read the article, and you've created a video article. And so just like article marketing, the more of these you can do, the better off you will be. There's strength in numbers. If you do one video article, as I like to call them, so one video article, then okay, then that's all you've then that's one video article. But if you can do 25 of them, you're going to be 25 times better off. So that's something to keep in mind. Just like as I talked about the article marketing, if you only do one article, then okay, you might get a few results, but you're really going to see results when you really hunker down and start doing about 25 articles. Unfortunately, traffic generation takes effort. So it's not unfortunately, it's fortunately for you, because you're willing to put in effort and energy for traffic generation purposes. And so you can definitely benefit greatly, by being able to put in a little bit of effort. Every article you produce or write, including PLR articles, you have, could be turned into an online video for marketing. So keep that in mind. If you've been at this for a while and you have a whole slew of articles that you've already written, maybe it's just 10 articles or 5 articles, but every single one of those could potentially become a PowerPoint. I even found that for creating those short little videos, even just taking half of a whole article, so half of a 400-word article, was enough to create a short video. So I mean, you could take, say you have 10 articles, boom, right there, you've all of a sudden got potentially 20 videos that you're just basically setting up, using this PowerPoint method, where you're just setting up even a slide, just a basic slide that says, this is my niche. And I'll show you that example on my screen here, in just a moment, so you guys can see that. But the one thing that I want to point out to you, I know this sounds weird, because in internet marketing, you're all about giving people a call to action, and I've learned this, and I want to pass this on to you, is when you're speaking your article, you never want to tell people, like physically say, visit my website for more information, because that will get your video banned, the video article or the video itself banned from the video sites. It might get your account in trouble. I recently had to deal with this. But it basically, it was just done, casually. I really wasn't intending any harm by them. But basically, what happens is they get paid by advertisers. And so if you're instructing them to click on your link or go to your website, then it potentially limits the chance that their advertisers, that somebody would click on their advertisers, which might make them money if it was Google AdSense as an example. So what I've learned now is don't really physically tell people, you can have your website there. They don't mind having your link there. They don't mind having your link in the sidebar, because it's just going to naturally, people are going to type it in. If they're interested in what you have to offer, they're going to type it in. They're going to visit that. They're going to go check that out. So you never want to instruct people to visit your site. That's really important. So you never want to physically say at the end of your article, for more information, visit firstgolftips.com. For more information, visit paulcounts.com. You don't want to do that, and the only reason you don't want to do that is because you want to make sure your videos get approved and that that you have a good relationship with the video hosting sites. So this is the only case where you don't want to give them a direct voice call to action, but I've actually had cases where in the video itself I've said visit www.firstgolftips.com for more information, and I haven't had issues with that. Where I've had the issues is when you actually physically say visit my site for more information, because they kind of frown on that, because they feel like you're just trying to get a free advertisement, which you technically are using them for that, and they don't mind that. They just don't want you to physically tell people that. So keep that in mind as you do these video articles. Don't say visit my website. Just read your article and close it out like that. Just read your content, and then where it ends right there. And then let your slide do the selling, because that's going to tell people what your website is. And when you set up your descriptions right, you'll see where the link will come into play. So here's some more effective video marketing strategies. And real quick though, I want to take you guys real fast and show you just real quick a let me see, a PowerPoint slide here. So let me pull this up here. Okay. So I'm going to just pull up here a quick file so you guys can actually see an example of what I was talking about with the video article. Okay, so I'm over here, and here is my basic template. I'm going to just open up here in PowerPoint, and let's just go right here. So this is my basic PowerPoint slide. So there it is. I just set up a very basic PowerPoint slide just using like a green template background that they provided, and it just says, there's my website, you know, perfect golf swing tips, curing golf slice. So that's what my article was about. That it was a private label rights article, and I just sat there and read about it, you know. So I read about the content. So that's how you can do that. So that's as basic as that. It's a one-page deal. So you just set it up like that. So I wanted to show you that as an example so you guys see how this works and how this will function for you. So it's as simple as that, and then you just record your voice using the Audacity software, which I'll be demonstrating here in just a moment. So let's just jump back here to the presentation now, and let's finish out this part of it. So again, you want to research keywords and topics for your video. So this is the effective strategy. So when you come up with your video ideas, you first want to either take articles that you already have. So if you have private label rights articles and you want to use them, that's fine. Just go ahead and say, okay, so I've got some articles on binoculars for bird watchers, or I have some articles on chiropractor work. And then what you do is you take the topic of the articles and you go do some keyword research to maximize the ability that you're going to be targeting a keyword phrase that is getting traffic. So again, you have an article, let's say the article happens to be on curing your golf slice. And so you go out to the AdWords keyword tool, which I'm not going to show you here because I've shown that about every video, but you use the AdWords keyword tool and you go in there, you type in cure golf slice, for example. So you go in there, you type in cure golf slice. What happens is you're going to get a list of keyword options that come up there. So words like, curing a golf slice, how to cure a golf slice. And so that might become all of a sudden the title or the topic of your video. And so you want the title of your video to be the keyword phrases. And the reason, again, is just like I said, because the video sites are using the title of the video in the title tag. And if you do that, what's going to happen is the actual video page itself where your video is can potentially rank in the search engines. So you want to create a title for your video using the keyword phrases. And then also what that does is that helps when people are running searches inside the video sites themselves, because remember I said they're high traffic, high authority sites. They get tons of eyeballs, tons of visitors, and people use their search functions to find videos they're interested in. So if you use your title correctly, that will also benefit you, so you'll come up in the video search engine themselves. So not only the other search engines, but the video search engine. So use your keywords in your title, but research the keywords. So make sure that you have a plan out there. So if you're going to use private label rights articles, that's great. Just use keywords from there. If you already have articles that you've written where you've already kind of done some keyword research on, boom, you already know these keywords get some traffic, so you're going to use those for that. Then you want to write a short description of your video. So here's an example. It can be 1 or even 2 or 3 sentences. But you always want to start off your description like this, with your domain name, not with the dash there. That's just for the PowerPoint. But you always want to start it off right here with the you want to just start it off right there with the domain name. And you always want to include, this is important, http://. This is one, and the reason you're doing this, you're probably saying, that looks ugly. Why would you do that? And the reason is because several of the video hosting sites themselves actually will make that link active only if you have the HTTP there. If you just have the www, the link will not be active. So if you make it a clickable live link, then you will get a benefit by having a good backlink to your site, which helps you with search engines, rankings, but also it makes it easier on the person watching the video to say, hey, this is interesting. And people online are conditioned to click on blue underline links, and that's what it does on these video sites most of the time. So boom, they click on that link, they're right over to your website. So you want to make sure at the beginning of your description, the reason you do it at the beginning is because typically they will condense the description down to maybe like a few words or something. So you want to make sure that always in front of their eyeballs is the link first. So that's very important. That right there is worth the price of admission, because if you're doing video marketing now, that's going to be huge for you. That's going to give you a lot better click-through rate on your videos. So do that with your videos, and then say, a short description. Find more effective strategies and more for doing this and that on the website. I say this and that because it depends on your niche. So if your keyword phrase, whatever that is, try to use that keyword phrase in the description. If it takes you 2 sentences to do it, then do it in 2 sentences. If it takes 3 sentences, do it there. But they limit you character-wise, so they'll tell you if you've gone over, but try to keep it around. I like to keep it under 200 characters for the best results, which is two or so sentences. So it's very short, nothing major, serious to worry about. You also want to write out the tags you'll be using for your video, and tags are basically keywords. So this is just like if you're tagging a blog post, or you're writing keywords or tags for your articles, or for like Squidoo lenses like we talked about last week, or just some other strategies. You want to write out a list of keywords related to your video. It could be your core keyword and then maybe a couple other keyword phrases. You want to save this information into a Word document or a Notepad file for each video, so that when it comes time to submit them, you can just copy and paste the, right to the video hosting websites. So now at this point, now that you've come up with your keywords, you've decided which niche you're going to go after, what article you're going to do, you're ready to create your videos now for submission. So at this point now in the presentation, I'm going to actually show you guys live. I'm going to take a quick drink of water. I'm going to pause this so you guys can finish writing out those notes, and then I'm going to show you guys live, step by step, how you guys can go ahead and start creating these short, basic online videos. And I'm going to take you through, just step-by-step process for doing that. So we're going to cover at least 2 different strategies for creating a video here. So let me pull up some information here. Okay, so I've got my Audacity up and my information there. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is make the screen live again. Okay, so you guys should be able to see my screen now. Up on my screen here, I have the Audacity software. So this is the free Audacity software. It is live on the screen. And what I'm going to be doing here is taking this article on golf training, because I have a little site on golf, and I know nothing about golf, but I'm using private label rights content. That's the power of this, and to create this great content. So basically all we're going to do is I'm going to sit here and read like the first couple paragraphs so you guys can see exactly how this process works, because the first phase for this particular video is that you want to have some sort of an audio created. So you want to have an audio made for your video first. So you want to have the audio part created, because for this video we're going to just use an audio where I'm reading the article and then a picture of golf. So that's what we're going to do. So what I'm going to do then is go ahead and hit record, and then I'm going to just start reading that content. So here we go. Let me minimize this and bring this down a little bit. So I'm going to all I'm doing is just positioning this so I can use the Audacity software and the golf, read the article at the same time. So the Audacity software, again, is absolutely free. So you'll see it on my screen right here. And when you're ready to record, just start hitting record. So I'm going to just read this first sentence here. Let's see. So I'm going to just find a good little paragraph for me to read. Okay, so I'm going to just read these 3 little paragraphs right here. Just bear with me. I want to show you guys how simple this is. I'm not going to read the whole article just so I'm not going to bore you guys, but I just wanted you guys to see how simple this really is. So I'm just going to hit record. See, one of the roots of golfing mistakes is that tendency to swing hard. A violent swing shows power, but power isn't what wins the game. It's accuracy and control. You want to swing easily and freely at the ball. If you bring your feet together, you will reduce your ability to swing hard. If you brace yourself, you're probably going to use too much effort. Just relax and swing easily. You also want to keep your center of gravity the same. Do this by keeping both of your feet on the ground in approximately the same position as when you start. Keep your head still and your center of gravity won't change. Okay, so now I've just created an audio file. So now that I've created that, I'm going to just choose export as MP3, and then what I'm going to do is just save this to my computer. So notice that's all I did. I've just created my short little MP3. I just read the article. I hope I didn't bore you too much with that article, but I just wanted to show you how simple this really is. Okay, so I'm just going to save this. Let's just take this down to the file here that I'm going to be working from. Okay, so we've got the file here, and let's just call this golf sample and hit save. Okay, so it's now saving that MP3 file. So now that that has been saved, we're going to go out to one of the video hosting sites and we're going to grab a golf image. So I'm going to grab an image from the stock exchange site here, sxc.hu, and let's just take a picture of a golf hole. That one looks good right there. So I'm just going to grab that picture, and I want to view the image license first just to make sure I can use it. You can use this video in digital format, multimedia presentations, broadcast film and video, cell phones, etc. Okay, so I can use it, but you may not use the image for pornographic purposes, to endorse products or services, if it depicts a person, which this one does not depict a person, in a way that can give a bad name to the website. It does not. And I cannot sell the image to you guys or somebody else. I could not do that. So there we go. So I can use this image. Okay, so in order to download the larger version of this image, I do need an account though. So I'm going to just download that. So you will need to set up a free account with sxc.hu. It doesn't cost you anything to set up. So we're just going to set up our account, or I'm just going to log into my account. Setting up your account is very, very easy. Now, they give you their images like an enormous format on sxc.hu, so I want to show you guys how to, size those images down just a tad as well. So this is going to take just a moment here. So this image take just a little bit to load. As you see here, this image comes through an enormous format, so it's bigger than you would even need it. So basically, once it loads up, you just choose Save Image As, and then I'm going to just navigate over to the folder that I'm going to be working from. So let's just come right over here and pull this in here. So okay, so there's the file we're working from. Let's just call this golf sample image, and let's just save that image right there. Okay. So now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to resize the actual image itself. So I'm going to go in here and resize this golf image. So let's see here. Let's see, golf image. Okay, so here's the golf sample image. We're going to right click on this and choose open with, I like to use, there's a program on your computer, most computers have it, called Microsoft Office Picture Manager that you could get. You could also use paint.net, or you could use the original Paint. We'll use paint.net for this example. Make sure I can get that to work okay. Paint.net is a free software that functions really, really well. It's a free image editing software. You could also use one called GIMP. It's G-I-M-P, and it will also do that. So we could change the image right here. So we're to just open up on paint.net. So if you want to go to Google and type in paint.net, you can download the software as well. It's absolutely free. So there's paint.net, and then just choose resize. And if you want to resize it by percentage, so you want to go here by percentage, and let's say we want to make this like 20% because the file is so huge. What you want to try to get the file to be at is like 640 or so, around 640, between 640 and 800 in width and height, in that range. So that's about what we want it to be. So I'm going to just resize it to fit that. So notice that's a good size right there. That's a great size. So we're just going to go File and then Save As, and then we want to just save this image as a JPEG again, and ask me if I want to replace that image, and I do. So we're just going to go ahead and say OK. So that has been saved now. So we can just close out of paint.net. So here we go. So this is the little golf image right here that we are working from, and now we've got our golf sample audio. So what I would do next is go over and open Windows Movie Maker, which if you're using Vista, you would find it somewhere inside here. It's going to be, you're going to notice it inside here, Windows Movie Maker. I already had it because I'd been using it, but I wanted you to see where to find it. If you're using XP, it's got a very similar platform, so don't let that worry you. And that's found under accessories, and it functions very similar. It looks slightly different in Vista than it does in XP, but you could download the most recent version, I believe, from their site. And then iMovie will function in a similar fashion. You're going to do some of the very same basic processes here. So first thing you want to do is we want to import the media. So I'm going to just go grab the file that I'm going to be working from. So let's just jump right over here. Okay, so we're just going to go grab that image and we're going to import the audio. So I'm just importing the image and the audio. Okay, and then what you're going to do then is you want to drag down the image to the video tab, and then you can just extend it out, and then you want to take the audio and just drag it down here. So that's all I did, is I just drug that down here. So there's the audio of me talking about whatever it is, I'm talking about, where I read my article. And the next thing you want to do is you're going to see an option that says titles and credits, and you want to select title on the selected clip, and then you want to enter the text, which in this case the text you're going to be entering for this kind of article or video, excuse me, is just the URL for your website. So you want to change the, you can change the text font if you want to right here. So this is taking a little bit longer than 5 minutes because I'm showing you how to do it, but you guys should be able to see the idea of how fast this can really go once you get the hang of it. So we could change the color of the font if we wanted it to be black, but we'll go with white because that'll work pretty well here for this example. But if you want to make it a little bit smaller, there you can do that, and click on add title, and then you can just drag that out there so it ends right there. And so then if you want to actually play that to see how it's going to function, you'll hear me talking. So notice that there's my little video right there already created in such a short amount of time. So, and that's kind of a slightly professional looking video. I'm sure some of you would agree. I mean, it's obviously not, boom boom, like the a multi-million-dollar video that you would create, but it is very, very basic. And so that's how you create this video. So now once you've created that video, you just choose, go ahead and choose Publish Movie, and you want to just publish it to your computer, and then select Next, and you would just browse a folder. I'm going to just use the same folder that I'm working from here, so bear with me real quick. So let's just grab that file that we're in, and let's just pull that down. Okay, and then the file name, we're going to just call this Golf Movie Sample, and then just choose Next. And in your case, you would try to title it like your core keyword phrases that you're using. You want to make sure you save it best quality for playback on your computer. That's the best bet. And let's see here, and then you're going to go ahead and hit Publish. And it's going to take just a moment for your video to be made. And depending on how big your video is will depend on how long it's going to take for your video to actually be created. So notice here that the video is being published, and it's publishing at the moment. So in just a few moments we created a halfway decent looking professional video just in that short amount of time. So that's how you do that part. Okay, so then once this is done publishing, we're going to take a look at the video, and just so you guys can see how it looks, so you guys can be proof that we did create a video that fast. And that's just using an image, and basically just using an image and then the audio. So we're just going to hit Play Movie, and it will take just a moment to load up. Okay, so there you guys go. You can hear my voice. And now we've created a very, very short video that's going to be effective because it gives good content and it subtly sells your website. Notice there's your website, and it's got a nice little background picture. So I'm pretty proud of that short little video. It didn't take long for us to create. So now that video has been made. And so now the next thing you could do is let's say that you wanted to use, like let's say we wanted to use a couple of different images. So so you wanted to pull in, and let's just import some images. I've got some other images here that I could use. So let's just go up here to pictures, and then some sample images. So we'll just import a bunch of pictures here, and these aren't necessarily, I know, not related to golf, but if you wanted to do like a slideshow, you could just drag down these different images, and notice how I just overlapped them. You notice that? How I just clicked on that and it just like overlapped, right there. So there's a picture of the golf right there. So I could just stick that and then drag it so it kind of overlaps, and that's going to cause kind of a fade effect for the video. And let's say that I like this golf ball picture a lot, so I want to make it show up a little, be more prominent in my video. So what I'm going to do then is just make that golf ball picture maybe extend a little longer, have a picture of these excited people here, and then at the end we're going to have some ice cream. So that's just pulling just some pictures together. So now when you play the video, okay, so now watch as it rotates. You notice how now it's doing a nice little fade effect. So okay, so you guys get the idea at that point. That's how you create a fade effect. So if you were to do a slideshow where you're taking multiple pictures with your audio being you reading your article in the background, that's how that would be created. And then when you're done with that, you just go File, Save As. And if you want to get really fancy, you could add in, just some different effects. Like you could add in, things like, the ease out effect. You could add in just some different functions as well. So fade out to white or something if you wanted to. Let's try some of these out here and just see how they do. So there's the audio playing, and so basically you can play around with some of the effects that they have too, and you could add in some different effects, to your different pictures, your images, and your video as well. So you could do some cool little effects that way. Now, if you wanted to actually use one of the royalty-free audios that you're working from, let's just go back here. Okay, so if you want to use, like, let's say we decide that we want to just set this to music instead. I'm just going to delete that audio sample, and we're just going to go to Import Media, and you're just going to browse your computer to wherever you saved the royalty-free audios that I gave you, or the audios that you're going to be working from. So I'm going to just pull up those files here. I've got them saved on my computer. Let's just grab royalty-free. Let's see, music royalty-free, and let's just drag in some audio. So here's a loopable audio file, and let's just drag that down. And then if you wanted to, add it in again, you could always copy it and then paste it down here again. So then you have it playing twice, or you could just minimize some of the pictures. So now listen to this. So you notice now we've got some audio music as this rotates, so it kind of adds some pizzazz to the video a little bit. So you can obviously choose which song you want to use. And then how these loopable track works is, you just put it out there however many slides you have, and it just plays. So if, for example, you can mix and match this too. So you could have like your PowerPoint playing with your text, and you could have some music playing with your voice talking over the music. So you could kind of really mix and match things and have a pile of fun with it if you wanted to. So there's just a lot of different things that could be done. So just a lot of different options here that could be done to make this function for you. So keep that in mind. So there's just a lot of different options here, and you get the idea. It's as simple as dragging and clicking around until you get this to work for you, until you get it to look correctly. But it won't take you very long to do. And so that's how you make some very, very basic, very simple videos in just a very short amount of time. And I already showed you the article example as well. So that's just using the Windows Movie Maker software. And so I hope you guys can see how simple it is to actually make some of these very, very basic videos. So So again, this is the template one. All you need to do is just have a basic PowerPoint slide that you can use the free version of PowerPoint. You could even do it on a Word document and then just capture that portion of the screen if you want. Just put in your website, put in the title of your article, and read your article, and boom, you've created that first little basic slide. So now let's just jump back here to the presentation, and we'll get this thing closed out so we can get some questions answered, because I know we're kind of running a little bit late here. So the next thing is, obviously, once you've created your video, it's time to actually submit it to some video hosting sites. So here's a list of sites to submit to. Just basically, this list will be provided, and I will actually add a few more to this list for you guys in the back end. But here's a few sites for you to check out and consider using. YouTube.com, that's the biggest one that you've all heard about. Rever.com, RealPeopleRealStuff.com, I've talked about them before. Basically, with RealPeopleRealStuff.com, all you're doing, they are a video classified site. You submit videos just like the other ones. Selltube.com is a new one I've come across. It is a classified video site that's focused on commercial videos. They want you to promote your website or service or what you have to offer, because the more content they have, the more money they make. All these sites are video sites that you can submit to. So I apologize, some of these sites have some racy ads on them, so I will be upfront and honest on that one. I can't control that, so if you do happen to go to one of these sites and they do have an ad, don't get upset with me. I don't control what some of their ads are. But a lot of these sites are clean. They're good to submit to. They're all clean and good to submit to. What's great about them though is once you submit your video, it helps your video come up in the search engines. And then also you want to check your download page for some more sites that I'm providing for you, along with a lot of other content. Automatic mass video distribution. There are some services out there that do mass distribution. I am not being shy that's an affiliate link for Traffic Geyser, so you guys are welcome to check that out. I could have been more subtle, but I'm not. I'm just going to be upfront and honest. It is a great program, not just because I have my affiliate link there, but it's something that I swear by and use with all my marketing, with clients, just different things. It is a tool. It is slightly expensive when you're first starting out, so be upfront and honest there too. It'll be one of those tools that will justify itself pretty quickly once you start using it, and once you start getting the hang of creating a lot of videos. And once you start getting to where you're creating 10, 20 videos a month to submit, it's going to be very, very worth it for you to use Traffic Geyser, because what happens is when you're manually uploading these videos to all these video sites one by one, it takes a lot of time. It takes quite a bit of time because you have to do it each time. Well, what Traffic Geyser does is it actually takes the video and it will submit it to about 20 video hosting sites. Plus, on top of that, it will take the audio out of your video and turn it into a podcast for you, an MP3 podcast audio file, and submit it to several podcast directories. And then on top of that, it will do a social bookmarking of the actual of your actual website as well. So it will bookmark your website, submit a podcast promoting your site, and submit your video all at the same time. And so it does all these things. And another thing I like about their service is when you create a video, the video hosting sites, they don't have issues if, like, you can submit the same video, but it has to be submitted in a different format. So like there's different video formats. There's WMV, there's .mov, and there's .avi. And some of the best ones to work with are .mov, .wmv, and .avi, which WMV typically is what will happen when you're using Windows Movie Maker. So basically though, it would take your WMV file, and if you decided you want to do a timed submission, you could choose a whole another set of keyword phrases to submit towards and target. And it's kind of more of a higher level strategy, but so basically the same video gets you double or triple the results, because they would automatically, their system will convert the video to a different format and then do what's called a timed submission, so that it looks more natural to the search engines when it automatically gets submitted. And so it's it is a really cool tool. It is the best paid video submission service out there. I know the creator of it, one of the creators of it, brilliant, awesome marketer, great person. And it's really low cost when you consider all it does for you. But it automates video submissions, podcast submissions, and social bookmarking, and it gives you huge flexibility. So you do want to check them out. You can also just go to trafficgeyser.com. I apologize for being so blunt with my affiliate link. But tubemogul.com, that is another option for you. It is a free service. It submits to about 8 sites or so, about 8 sites consistently, 8 or so. It might fluctuate, but it will automatically submit your site to several video hosting sites at once as well. But it is it's actually a free service, so it doesn't cost you anything. So it's actually what you could do as an option is sign up with TubeMogul. Go check out TubeMogul because, like I said, I like to give you free options. And I know Traffic Geyser could be slightly expensive when you're first starting out. So one thing you could do is try TubeMogul out, use their mass distribution option. I would recommend you choose at least one of these options though, because what it's going to do is instead of you having to sit there and manually upload these videos, you just upload it to like TubeMogul one time and it submits you to 8 sites, or Traffic Geyser it submits you to like 30 places at once. So that's the only reason I recommend those tools, is they're time savers, and I don't want you to think I'm just here to pitch you on something so I make affiliate commission. But basically, it's just, these are tools that save you time, and time is money, and that's why you could consider, there were some automatic article distribution things I told you about as well when we were on that lesson. So there are tools that help you automate this process, which means you can spend more time creating more videos and getting more videos out there, which means more money, more traffic, more exposure, which is why we're all here. So these are some great tools to utilize, some great tools of the trade. But TubeMogul.com, that is a free option. You're limited on sites to submit to, but it's still very valuable considering it doesn't cost you anything. So that's TubeMogul.com. So there's TubeMogul.com. And I'm going to show you real quickly here how to go about using that, and then we'll close out the presentation. So we're going to talk about how to use TubeMogul.com. So I'm going to just click on that and open it up here, and just log into a test account that I have here, because I do all my video submissions through Traffic Geyser, but TubeMogul, and if anybody wants to go with Traffic Geyser, just let me know and I'll be happy to step you through some of the processes on how to use that effectively. So here is a basic TubeMogul backend. All you're going to do is choose upload a video, and you're just going to go and find the file on your computer. It's very basic, so we're just going to grab Golf Movie Sample and just choose upload. And then while it's uploading, you're going to say, tell us about your video. So what did I talk about? I talked about golf swing. So let's say golf swing tip ideas. And then I'm going to do the description like I talked about. So notice here, boom, 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 HTTP firstgolftips.com. So find a great variety of golf swing tips ideas in this short and informative video. So notice I have my keyword, golf swing tips. That kind of sounds funny. So let's say golf swing tips video. Okay. And then the tags would be like golf swing tips, golf swing. Okay. So there you have it. And then you're just going to select your category, which in this case is going to be sports, and then choose upload. So hit the green upload button. And then what you're going to see here within their website is basically it's going to give you a list of websites here that you could actually be submitting to. And there's going to be a total list. It looks like there's 8 sites, there are 7 sites that they're going to submit to for free, or 8 sites total. There we go. That you can submit to. The first one is, and these other ones that are locked, they have a paid option, and I have not seen their price yet. They don't advertise their price. They make you actually do a contact. I filled out the form once and I started getting phone calls from them, but I got too tied up to where I forgot to call them back. But I'm going to guess, now I hate saying it, but it's going to be slightly expensive to upgrade to some of these options if they're actually physically calling you to upgrade. But they may not be too. So but they have an upgrade which gives you more video submissions, but it does cost quite a bit more. But basically, here's the gist of it. You have site YouTube, Yahoo, MySpace Video, Meta Cafe, Dailymotion, Blip TV, VEOH, and all you're going to do is simply click on these links. So let's open that one up. Oops. Okay. So you would just click on the more options section. And if you don't have an account with them yet, what you would do is just choose register now, and it's going to open up where you can sign up for your VEOH account. So I would just plug in my information, username, email, password, and set up my account. And then once that account is set up, you're going to see right here, right next to VEOH, it says username. So you put in your username, which typically is either your email or the username that you came up with, and then you type in your password. And then what that's going to do then is that's going to automatically, when you because when you first get back here, you're going to need to put in your login details for all these accounts. You're going to need to have an account with Meta Cafe, MySpace Video, Yahoo Video, and YouTube, and Dailymotion, and Blip.tv if you want to use them all. Which I recommend you use them all. You know, it's just like OnlyWire, how I recommended you use that strategy. So once you set up these accounts, you just put in your username, which typically is either your email or your password. So you put in your email or your password, and you come back, and then you just choose launch. So I'm just going to be using those 4 ones right there. So I'm just going to hit launch, and what it's doing right now is it's now actually submitting my video to YouTube, Yahoo, MySpace, and Meta Cafe. So in just a short amount of time here, while I've been talking, I've uploaded a video now to 4 high traffic video sites. It's got a good keyword rich title, and this video is queued and being submitted on these 4 sites. And now if I had set up accounts on the other ones, it would have gone out to the other ones. So TubeMogul is a great free tool for you to utilize. And I'm going to show you one last video here, how to actually upload your video to, well, let's just go to youtube.com and show you how to manually upload your video to YouTube. So how could YouTube have an error right now? youtube.com, and if they won't work, we'll go to something else. Okay, so here is youtube.com. Let's just sign into our account. And let me just log in. You could use either YouTube or your Google account for YouTube. And let's just log in really quick though. Let's see. There's an account I'm going to use. Just choose sign in. And then what you're going to do is just choose upload a video file. And what it's going to do, it's going to say press upload to upload your video. And what I'm doing is just finding the video on my computer. So golf swing sample. So here's the title of the movie. Let's just choose a little different title here. Improve your golf swing. Improve your golf swing video, and then the description I just put in just like I told you guys about. Learn some basic tips to improve your golf swing with this simple video. And then the tags would be, golf swing, and then choose the category. It's going to be sports. And then the privacy setting on YouTube, you want to keep it as share your video. And then you want to wait till this is all done uploading, which will take just a moment. And once you get that green button, that means it's ready to go. And the larger your video is, the longer it's going to take, so be patient. But then you're just going to choose upload video. Oops, I do not want to do that. Sorry about that. I'm going to choose down here save changes. My bad. Okay, so the video has been uploaded, so now I can go over to my videos, and this is on my little test account here, but you can see the video is not yet processed. It will take just a moment for it to process, and there it is. So the video is now just slowly uploading there, and it will. So this is the whole page where my video is going to be. So in about 30 minutes, usually they're done processing the video, and so now this video will be live on YouTube. And it's the same process on the other video sites. So if you were to go to Revver.com, it's the exact same process where you just go through and you select upload, and that's why it's so important to have the files saved. So if you don't want to use some of these automatic tools, you can just be copying and pasting the information as you go. So so basically you would just, I'm just going to log in here to the Revver account, and just choose upload right there, and then that would take you through the very basic process for uploading the video. So I'm just going to choose upload, and most of the video sites are all the same. So step 1 is video file upload. So I just browse the computer, and then I put in the title, so golf swing tips, and then I just plug in the very basic information, and then I would just choose save metadata, and then let the video go from there. So I just chose upload, and it will start the upload process. So let's just plug that in. Improve your golf game. And now if I had done what I instructed, which was put into a notepad file, I would just be copying and pasting this over. Okay, and then let's just put in the keyword tags. And you can do this as many times as you want, creating these different videos. Now they give you an option for your actual website as well, which is kind of handy. And then for credits, I just put in the name of the site again. And then general, and then you don't need to upload it to a playlist. And just choose save metadata. And then it will go through the entire process when it's done with the upload part. So now that's how you upload on these video sites. So now I want to show you guys one quick other video, and then there's a plan of action I want to leave you with, and then we'll open up the line for more questions here. So I'm going to type in a keyword phrase, Doberman Pinscher dog breed, and you're going to see this video come up right here, Doberman Pinscher dog breed. It's a very competitive keyword phrase, and you're going to see two little videos come up here. These are actually on, this is a business that, the pet business, I'm a small owner in now. But this video has now received over 59,674 views just on YouTube. And just notice how basic it is. Like, all this video is just me talking. I'm reading an article, a private label rights article nonetheless, about and this is just proof that this works. It's just a very basic private label rights article talking about Doberman Pinscher dog breeds. I've got a very basic, rotating images with Doberman Pinscher pictures. I've got my URL down there. This video is even more basic than the other one I just made, and it's a minute long, but it's been a tremendous traffic generator, because just on YouTube it's had that many views. On these other sites it's had quite a few views as well. Just a lot of traffic, a lot of eyeballs are looking at it. So that's just, so you guys can see kind of in action that this stuff works. I've done this with a lot of different videos, and just very, very basic process. So there's an example of some of these nasty video sites, but basically this video has been viewed quite a few times as well on this site. But there is, on YouTube, that's where it's gotten most of its clicks. So unfortunately, we can't control the ads that show up on some of these video sites. YouTube tends to be pretty clean. Most of the other ones tend to be pretty clean, but sometimes they have some other inappropriate ads on some of these sites. So keep that in mind as you're doing it. So that's an example of a video that's actually working. Let's just jump back to the presentation here and close this out here. So let's just go back over here. And here's a short little plan of action. So this week, or in the coming week, or whenever you want to get some massive influx of traffic, use some keyword research and identify 20 keywords that you could create a video around. So similar to the article marketing strategy, and if you already did that, you could just apply those articles to this video concept, and then you're just duplicating your effort. Because you're just making your effort that much better because you're doing it for the articles and the video, so you don't have to do it over and over again. So basically, create 20 short videos using the strategies discussed in this presentation, and then submit those videos. And you want to create unique titles, descriptions, and keyword tags for each video and save it in a notepad file, so you can just copy and paste on those. And then start uploading the videos to the hosting sites, and consider using Traffic Geyser to really kick it in gear, because with Traffic Geyser you could come up with additional, so like those 20 videos could all of a sudden become 40 videos, because you can submit them 2 times. You can actually submit them up to 4 times, so those 20 videos could become 80 videos, and they're submitted 4 times, so they become 80 videos all of a sudden, each with different descriptions and keywords converted to different formats so that they are accepted and okay on the video sites. So you could consider using Traffic Geyser, but you don't have to. I'm just putting that out there. But you could use TubeMogul though, so you create 20 videos and you submit it on the 8 sites that TubeMogul lets you submit to automatically. And right there's 120 sites that now have your video. Not to mention everybody that's going to embed them. Not to mention they're always going to be there with the keywords. And then the other thing is that if you submit it to a few other sites, like let's say you choose Real People, Real Stuff, SellTube, and some of these other sites, and you start submitting your stuff to them too, what's going to happen is it's just going to keep growing, just like with article marketing. It's all about getting more done. So I encourage you guys to take action on that, and then just repeat this process for a new niche market you're in, for additional sets of keywords, because every niche has hundreds of keywords, and just keep doing it, and you're just going to start seeing massive results